We're in India! The streets of Delhi is something I believe everyone should experience at least once in their life. It's a bit overcrowded, I'll admit, but that's part of the beauty. Shop owners selling beautiful dresses, rickshaw drivers trying to make a quick buck, and of course we can't forget the food vendors.
Oh, that's fire.
India is filled with an abundance of spices and delicious flavors, and while I'm here, I want to experience that for myself. I spent days trying delicious food, getting a feel for different flavors, finally getting to try out true Indian cuisine, and then I made a discovery.
That's good. It smells so good. Very good. That's so good.
Indian Chinese food. What is Indian Chinese food? Where did this odd combination come from? Of course, you're probably aware that it's a combination of Chinese food and Indian food, but what flavors and spices does Indian Chinese consist of? Should the flavors be sweet? Should they be spicy?
We ordered a couple of different things. We have some momos, which to me looks like fried dumplings. Ooh. That's good. So it came with two different sauces. We have a red sauce here, and then we have some sort of white sauce. Ooh, that's tasty. Some chicken chili fried rice. It's actually not too spicy. It has a nice amount of spice, and this is really good. This is the chicken Manchurian. It's basically crispy chicken with some sort of sauce and cilantro. It's actually not sweet. It tastes like almost like a gravy.
India is directly on the border of China. Around the 19th century, Hakka-speaking Chinese migrated to an eastern city in India known as Kolkata. These settlers adapted to the country's customs and eating habits and added a few things of their own. Chinese ingredients like soy sauce and vinegar were combined with ingredients like ginger garlic paste and chilies to create entirely new dishes. Indian Chinese has its own distinct flavors of Szechuan sauce or red chili sauce using red peppers instead of the traditional Szechuan peppers. Although this style of cuisine has been around for at least a century, it didn't become popular until the 1980s and now can be found everywhere throughout India. I tried a ton of different Indian Chinese dishes, and now I want to try and cook one of my favorite dishes I've had so far in Delhi, the chili garlic fries. So I headed to Delhi's Kari Bali, which is Asia's largest spice market, to pick up a few ingredients I know I'll need. From there, I was set to make the best fries I've ever had.
So I'm super excited for this one because those fries were delicious, the bomb. The only thing is, I've never actually made Indian Chinese food before, and I don't really have much guidance either. In some of my other videos, there's usually a chef or someone helping me. I think it'll be fine. I've made Indian food before, and I've made Chinese food before. So, making them together should be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I just messed up. Put the freaking garlic in before the onions. And now I'm pretty sure I burnt the garlic. I honestly just feel like letting this go. I'm in a rush for time. I really want to see the lotus flower. I really want to see, the Taj Mahal. There's just so many different things in Delhi that I haven't gotten to experience yet. I've already spent 2 days doing this, and both times have failed. I think for now, I'm just gonna call it a night. It's been a long day, and I'm just ready to call it a day.
The next morning, I woke up with a fresh mindset. For so long, I've wanted to learn how to cook different cuisines from around the world. If I gave up now, I know I'd be disappointed in myself. I need to do some research.
Okay, so the cool thing is, for the most part, the recipes are pretty similar as far as ingredients go. people actually left comments about how they cooked it, you know, under some of the videos and some of the recipes. So I'm gonna implement their feedback into my cooking today and see if that works out.
After a long day of trying different things, failing, figuring out new techniques, I finally came up with a recipe that tastes almost exactly like the chili garlic fries I had at Chef's Garden. Not only am I going to give you the full recipe, but I'm also going to tell you what mistakes not to make. In the description, you'll find the full list of ingredients and measurements. But if you're like me and have the attention span of a grape, you can check out my Instagram @exponderless once the video is over so that you can save the recipe. Shameless plug. So without further ado, let's start cooking. First tip, if you want really crispy fries, put them in water with salt and boil them. Potatoes are filled with excess water. By boiling the fries, you're removing the water, which will in turn make your fries much crispier. You don't want to leave them on too long or else the potatoes will become very soft. We're making fries, not mashed potatoes. Take the fries out of the pot and pat them dry to remove the excess water. In a bowl, mix 1/4 cup of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. I'm convinced this is the secret to all good Chinese food, using cornstarch. Now, set that aside and we're gonna make a coating for the fries. Remember, we want these fries to be extra crispy. For example, anyone who's had Rally's fries knows they're way better than pretty much any other fries in the fast food market. Their fries are so crispy because of that batter on the outside. So in a bowl, add 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of water, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of chili powder for an extra kick. You want this batter to be a nice thick consistency. Not too thick, but not too watery. Then add your fries to the batter and make sure they are completely coated. Heat up some oil and add the fries. One by one. Do not put them in at the same time or they will start to stick together and you'll end up with a fry pancake, basically. Once the fries are a nice golden brown color, take them off the heat. We will now toast our sesame seeds. This will intensify the flavor and give the seeds a nice toasty end result. Set that aside and now we'll get started with our sauce. Oil in the pan and heat the oil on high. Then we're going to saute the onions. Do this for about 6 to 10 minutes. Then add 1 cup of bell peppers and stir fry. It's better to do this in a wok, but I'm in an Airbnb and my Airbnb didn't have a wok, so I'm using a pan. Now we're gonna add ginger and garlic. I made the mistake of adding the ginger and garlic before the onions when I first tried making this and I burnt them badly. So I found that adding them at this step works best. Saute the ginger and garlic for about 30 seconds and then add in 2 to 3 teaspoons of sugar. I say 2 to 3 because I added 3 teaspoons and I thought it turned out perfect, but some people may think that 3 teaspoons is a little too sweet. Mix well and add 1.5 tablespoons of soy sauce, a tablespoon of tomato sauce, and stir. Then add salt to taste, 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/2 teaspoon of vinegar, and 1 cup of water. Let the sauce heat up, and then we will add a flour and water mixture to thicken the sauce. This mix consists of 1/4 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of water. Do not add this all at the same time or your sauce will pretty much be like Jell-O. Add about a tablespoon at a time, stir, and then let the sauce thicken. Do that a few times until you have a slightly thickened consistency. When the sauce thickens, add green onions and stir, and then remove that from the heat. But we're not done yet. We're gonna take this a step further by double frying the fries. Remember, we want these to be extra crispy. Heat the oil and put your fries back in the pan. You don't need to fry them for very long, about 1 minute on each side, and then remove them and place them on a towel. Now put your fries into the delicious, beautiful sauce and coat well. Add the sesame seeds on top as a nice crunchy garnish. If you follow this recipe, you will be in fry heaven. That crunch, man. This time turns out really good.
That was so much better. I'm proud of this one.
These turned out so good, and guess what? I still had time to see the lotus flower and the Taj Mahal. There were a couple of things that I didn't get to see while I was in Delhi, but honestly, finally learning how to make these fries were so worth it. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, and tune in next week where we head to the south part of India.